Hello and welcome to the Tars Henry Channel Show. Tars Henry Channel Show. Welcome to episode 25 of the Tars Henry Channel Show. It is brilliant to see you, so thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. It's a very special episode today. Today is a very special day. It's an interview episode, as I'm sure you are aware from the thumbnail and the title of this show. And it's quite a long interview. So I'm not going to go on and on and on. I'm gonna have to keep it very, very brief and cut to it, get straight to the action. Okay, so really quickly, on September the 23rd, 2023, I filmed an interview with my friends at a park in Southwell, Nottinghamshire. And we just had a good old chat. We had a catch up. And the thing that is interesting about this is that we filmed it for an episode of my show. And the thing that's probably the most interesting thing about it is them. Them being two members of PANCHIKO, which is a 5-member band. Not everyone could be there, but Owain and Shaun were there, and their band is just, they're a fantastic, incredible band who make amazing music, absolutely incredible, beautiful music. And PANCHIKO are a big deal. They are a great band. They're a truly brilliant, wonderful band, and they're doing really, really, really well. And I need to say straight away that it is an honour to me that they've trusted me to film them, to put them on camera talking, and to put it on the internet. So I want to thank all of the members of PANCHIKO for trusting me to do this. I'm a bit nervous today. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know. I'm not normally nervous, but I am nervous. I think it's because it's literally the day before Christmas Day, and I'm filming my intro and outro. I haven't felt like this since like the first episode of my show. But it's because I'm aware that there's going to be a lot more people watching this probably than normal, because most of you watching this have come here to see PANCHIKO talk. So I'm not going to talk for too long. I know that you just want to cut to the chase, but this is my show. This is how I always do it. If I talk to people, I do a little introduction and then I do a bit at the end and stuff like that. And yeah, so this is how I roll. But today I will keep it quick, okay? Just the really quick basics is PANCHIKO, they were in a band at school and they made an album, this album, and they did really well. They got signed to a label, THCS Panda, I think it was, and they entered a battle of the bands and they did local gigs, and they were really, really like a really cool, really good band that formed amongst school friends. And I just happened to be there. I happened to know them. They happened to be my mates. I remember going to like rehearsals, like tagging along, and but most of you probably aren't interested in that. You know, the band they went their separate ways. They got a bit older. Things changed. We all remained friends, but people went in their different directions for whatever reason. It's not, that's for them to talk about, not me. But they went their separate ways, did their separate things, and then time went by, the internet happened, and boom, the album got rediscovered in 2016, I believe it was. Again, this is their story, so, it's not for me to be talking about their story really, but they have worked so hard. They do so much, and I've got so much I would like to talk about PANCHIKO a lot, and like my relationship with them and how special it feels like to have witnessed, to have been there, to have seen what it was like from my point of view. It's fascinating to me what's happened to them. It's fascinating. We were all sort of musical friends from school. There's so much I want to say about all of this, but this isn't the time or the place. I went to school with Andy and Owain and Shaun. I didn't go to school with all of them. I don't know the drummer. But I do know Rob, and he's a really, really great guy. But anyway, a big shout out to all of you guys, Panchiko. Love you loads. Thanks for coming and doing my show. Quickly, before the episode starts though, one thing I do need to say before we start is when death metal blew up on the internet, people were like trying to find out who they were. There was suddenly all of this interest in it. All of the remaining copies of the music had like CD rot, which I didn't even know about. I didn't know that was a thing. So they were like looking for copies of the album that they could try and put together a better sounding, higher quality sounding version of their album. And anyway, it turns out, because I'm sort of I collect things, I hold on to stuff, and that's why I've still got an original copy of their album from back in the day. I had a mini disc player because I used to listen to mini discs. So I had a mini disc player, and I happened to have a copy of their album on mini disc. So I lent it to Andy, but I'm like, oh God, I'm just one of those people. You just know, if you lend someone stuff, a lot of the time you don't get it back. And it's fine. It's fine. Like if you lend someone a book, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting that book back. It's just the way of the world. It's just the way the world works. And between friends, who cares? Who cares? We all love each other. It's fine. It's fine. But anyway, and I never listened to this mini disc player, never listened to that mini disc anymore. It doesn't really matter, but it kind of matters if you're sort of a bit obsessive and a bit collective, a bit of a collecty kind of person. So anyway, I lent Andy the mini disc, and him and Owen took it, and word has it that it was actually my copy of the mini disc where some songs from the actual album that you've heard on the internet, that's from my copy. That's from, like, some of the songs are from my mini disc, my actual copy of the mini disc. But anyway, years went by and I never got this mini disc player back. And so that's just the context for it comes up in the conversation, because I've been like going, hey guys, can I have my mini disc player back anytime? I'm cool. Just it'd be cool to get it back, but no pressure, but it'd be cool if I could have it back, So anyway, that's some of the context. I'll be back at the end to have a little roundup of things, and I'll let you know what happened about the mini disc. Anyway, it was a special time for me. I really enjoyed seeing them, and I really enjoyed chatting, and I hope you enjoy it too. Let's get to it. Let's go and have a little picnic with Panchiko, and I'll see you later. I'll see you at the end of the show. Here it is.
Yeah. Everybody's busy and everybody's doing the thing.
Anything you want to get rid of, that's fine. When I filmed with Lucy, I sent it to her before. She got dibs on it, saying if it's okay or not. Yes, exactly. It's on now. Boom.
Did she get dibs on ours as well to see whether it's okay or not? Or is it just us?
It's just for you guys.
Okay, cool.
For you guys, yeah.
It's that, that's how you should operate.
Yeah. No, don't worry. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. But all professional.
I don't believe you.
I've always been professional.
I don't believe
you.
He is a professional. He's very competent at everything he's done.
Okay, now I know you're lying.
I was being sincere.
I was lying.
Take that back.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm not calling you a liar.
Eat your donut. Ask us questions.
Right, okay, here we go. Like, I was thinking if we hang around south of where we're from, and we can look at, well, the school isn't even there anymore. But,
no, they destroyed it.
They did. They
destroyed
took it away.
our past.
They did. They wiped
just
it away.
Beyond the lens.
Yeah, our old school is literally that way, like a stone's throw that way, and they've taken it away. They've knocked it down. Anyway.
Yeah. What was it like? What was it like in Southall?
Yeah.
Well,
around the turn of the last century.
Andy and Shaun grew up on the same road, didn't you?
We did grow up on the same road. We grew up a few houses down from each other, or up, depending.
How did you two meet this guy?
At school.
Okay.
at school.
When did we first actually properly meet? Was it Mrs. Bates' maths class?
Mrs. Bates' maths class.
Oh, there we go. There's.
That would have been. I think we
legendary
knew each other before then, but that
timetable
would have
session.
been like our first.
We were in different houses, weren't we?
Yeah.
Were you Clumber?
I was Clumber.
And I was Thorsby. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Thorsby and Welbeck. Didn't they used to like Thorsby and Welbeck? They were like the houses that
Yeah, because
all
there
hung
was
out
4
together.
houses
Yeah.
joined into 2 pairs of 2.
And then because we never used to mix sets,
Yeah,
didn't we?
no.
Like, because you'd only be in a different class with someone from either if you were in Welbeck or Thorsby or Clumber and Rufford and Clumber. And then later, when you got a bit older,
Then
they
you
mixed the
started
classes.
mixing it up. Yeah.
So you from the other side of the tracks, really.
Yeah.
Well, you were. We were the.
What?
Douche. I know you're gonna
There were
knock me out
people
then.
on both sides of the tracks who, at some point,
So British
Mixed.
schools, just like Harry Potter, you're all part of the house. You like,
Yeah.
you like, you,
Just like it.
you rock up and they put this sentient hat on your head,
Yeah, and you get a magic wand.
and it goes, Welbeck.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like that. It's uncanny, actually. And stately homes is what they were.
Stately
weren't they? They were
homes,
stately
weren't they?
homes.
There were stately homes that became
Yeah.
parks, and then we were in classes named after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
that's where we met each other. Really spent time with each other, wasn't it?
Yeah, they tried to keep us apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
But love could not separate you.
yeah, exactly.
It's a lovely story.
We all got into music, and the Beatles, and it was like Oasis. Then
That new band, the Beatles.
Oasis came out, and then
Pretty
yeah,
cutting edge.
we were like, oh, and they like the Beatles, so we got into the Beatles, and then
Have you liked the Beatles before? And you liked the
I
Beatles
like
since
the
you were a kid.
Beatles. I like the Beatles a lot.
Because we all probably watched Yellow Submarine when we were younger.
well, actually, my parents weren't really into music. They weren't.
Sorry, I was sorry.
No, you introduced like a lot of my favourite music on the German trip in 1997.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was going to say.
No, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I had similar. My parents' music taste was different, so the music they listened to,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't class this as whatever. But then when you grow up, you realise they did probably listen to lots of cool stuff. Yeah, introduced you to a bit of Radiohead and all that business.
In Brodenbach in Germany, you introduced me. You played me the Bends, and it was 1997,
Yeah.
and that's the first time I heard of Radiohead. And
Really?
Then, yeah.
But OK
you
Computer
introduced
had
me-
come out.
That
by
came out
point.
later on that year.
Oh right, it was
At
just before it came out.
Lucy Richmond's 16th birthday party. That's when I first heard OK Computer. But literally months after the German trip.
Oh right, so you never
amazing.
heard the
All
bands
very
before that.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
okay.
fair, yeah, I think musical.
We lived in an
tastes.
interesting time there, didn't we? Like music was,
Yeah.
whether it was real or not, there was this Britpop thing, and there's this whole thing about Britain.
Yeah.
The media would like say "Cool Britannia" and things like
Oh,
that. You know what I
guitar
mean?
music
Guitar
was-
music came back
Guitar music was back.
because I
Yeah,
remember
'cause-
listening to lots of American music, like loving Nirvana, and I'm not going to say the other stuff because it's probably not that great, but loads of American bands, and then I can't remember really liking lots of British bands.
What about Space Hog? Space Pig?
Space Hog, that was a bit low.
Space Hog, Mungo City.
Yeah, that was good.
That was,
Space Hog.
yeah.
In the meantime, that's a classic. So,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The Long Pigs.
But I remember, like there was this thing, like suddenly all these bands from our own country
Yeah.
were like being good,
Yeah, yeah.
and you were going, oh wow, this is great.
And it's accessible. Like you buy the weekly paper, the music,
Yeah.
the
The
new
New Musical Express.
or the
Really?
Melody Maker,
Yeah.
or Select magazine once a
Didn't
month.
Melody Maker stop when we were at school, like during that time?
It's
was a
getting
bit
towards
later,
the
wasn't
end
it?
of that, but yeah, and you'd read about all the new bands, wouldn't you? And
Yeah.
then you go, oh yeah, I gotta listen to them. And you'd have to spend money to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't go on the internet.
The internet
No.
was not there.
Napster was still
Yeah,
a
that was-
couple of years off. I suppose the thing about our school though, it was like interesting because it was a musical school to an
Yeah, it
extent.
was.
Yeah,
wasn't
we
it?
had a music department.
Music department,
choir.
and then they had a choir because it was linked to the Church
Yeah.
of England school. So it had a choir. It had a special
World class choir.
junior department that was full of
right,
talented young
Yes, it was.
musicians, which we never attended
We did not attend.
because we were just normal kids who
We
came
were,
from the
yeah.
normal
They
school.
were like the music nerds. We thought they were
yeah,
nerds.
we weren't accepted
yeah,
into
yeah.
that department.
No, we
Would've
weren't.
been good. But yeah, there was lots of people making music and stuff.
Yeah.
Or it was a great time, I guess, because you felt like, oh, I could start a band, or I could play those
Yeah.
songs played by those people now who are making music that seems really relevant, and maybe I could do it. And they're from the same country as
Yeah.
me, and they're doing it, and it's a thing.
Okay.
And then we did maths.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we did
maths.
maths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pete Geeson was in the class.
Did
He
we
was.
used to?
Yeah, I sat next to you and you sat next to Pete Geeson.
Did I?
Yeah,
then,
and we sat behind him and Pete.
and then
Yeah,
sometimes.
And then I think we swap round sometimes.
Oh yeah,
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 okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. Doing little
Yeah.
equations.
I used to really
Quadratic
like that class.
equations.
Mrs. Bates used to live down my road as well.
Did she?
She was a good
See, I don't
teacher.
know.
She was
I
a good-
thought so.
I thought she was a good teacher. She got us through the
was.
maths and did a good job.
She
I
did
got
a
a
good
B. GCSEs.
Yeah, I
got
got
B
that
as
as
well.
well.
She was
alright.
good
Yeah, she
actually.
was
Hang
alright.
on, everybody got B's.
Curious.
Don't say it was fake.
I don't know.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
we got B's in the stupid class.
We weren't in the stupid. We weren't the top.
We're in the intermediate.
We're in the
class.
middle
Yeah,
class.
we couldn't
Intermediate.
do the higher
We couldn't
paper.
we weren't allowed to.
No, we weren't the top. At least we weren't the bottom.
Isn't that weird? Like they
I
tell
think they
you.
still do
because
it,
you
but I
could
don't
do-
think they
Sorry,
should.
kids,
really,
you're
should they?
stupid.
Yeah,
You're not allowed
it's
to
really,
do the higher
Yeah,
paper.
they couldn't get a B or.
You couldn't get an A. You couldn't get
Yeah.
an A. There's no way you could get an A on that paper. Yeah, that
What,
kind
on
of
our
things.
paper? We
Yeah,
couldn't.
you
Yeah.
could
That
do
was
it.
the highest you'd get was a B.
Because they wouldn't ask you questions that were that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
That's a
I
bit
kind of don't
weird.
agree with it now.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I
was a
think,
weird way
I
of
think,
working.
but then I guess the whole idea of moving people around into you're this like that, but maybe you could get better. We
Yeah.
ain't got time for that.
Yeah. They're not going to get better. Have you seen him? Have you heard him talk? Yeah.
You can't hold a pen.
Yeah.
But music was a cool thing at the time, I think.
I remember you doing a gig. You played a gig in the school theatre. What became, because I got into drama, and they had like the school had got a big. It became a professional theatre. It was called the Minster Theatre, and they had professional theatre performers coming into the school.
Yeah, you were good at it.
And I used to really like that. But in
You
the
was
main
really good at it,
hall,
yeah.
you did a
We did a band night.
gig, a band night. How did that happen? Did you put it on? Did you guys?
No, that was when I wasn't in a band with you at that time. I was in
No, we
another
were in
one
separate bands
with
then, weren't
other
we?
stuff, and I think they'd done them before, and I can't remember whether we organised it or not. But the really interesting thing about that was, so when we were in America last, and who did a bit of engineering, Dan,
Yeah.
who did engineering at the New York shows, and he did Las Vegas with us and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Really nice
He
guy.
was in the band, I think, called Cedar that played on that night. The very
So
first
the
night.
first
What?
band night we saw,
What?
not the one we were in, but the one that inspired us, the one that we saw. He was the guitarist in the band.
That is
there.
crazy.
Yeah, because I think you were just getting gigs, whereas I was in another band, and somehow we'd got into like we're doing covers,
Yeah.
and we'd done gigs at village halls and stuff, and then we went,
Yeah.
let's do a band night and then charge stuff for it. And I really like that because that's where I'd encourage. I remember it's a bit embarrassing like doing all this stuff, covers of Green Day and Long Pigs and Oasis, but it was loads of fun to do, and people came out. It was like really nice.
no, it was cool.
Yeah,
What I
that's not
liked about it the
embarrassing.
next day though was
Yeah.
like I was, like you were saying, we weren't maybe putting in all the top classes, and we probably didn't shine. Like the teachers might not be like, oh, those kids maybe aren't doing
And
that
we
well.
weren't sports personalities.
Yeah, we weren't sports personalities. But what I noticed after that is some of the staff at the school would like go hello, and they go, oh, why is the deputy head talking to me? And then they'd heard we'd organised this thing off their own backs and done it, and you
Yeah.
kind of got some respect from that.
Oh really? Oh,
And I think that's the first taste of like how if you do music, it can be a really great thing, and however far it goes or whatever you do with it,
Yeah.
it does teach you skills of
Yeah.
trying to organise people who can't get organised.
Yeah, it can be quite rewarding.
and organising an event and making something happen. And I remember seeing teachers and they were talking about it and didn't realise that it'd have that effect, because I thought they'd be like, oh god, do you see what they did? They played music.
I remember you flipping the bird.
Yeah. Well, I didn't flip the
You
bird.
did in the Minster in the school. You were playing the song and then you flipped the bird, and I remember thinking, he's so cool.
But now I'm like, oh my god, you told me that. That's horrible. Like, oh my god, I did that. That's so bad.
That was
That's
naughty.
so terrible.
Yeah.
Was it at you?
No, it wasn't me.
How unusual.
No,
I remember.
It was
No, my
part of the
memory
song.
of
It was
it.
part of a song.
Oh,
it was
right.
It was like you were in the moment in the song. It was like you. Were
I don't remember
maybe
doing
it.
it.
Was a Green Day song. You were doing.
That's hilarious. I remember trying like headbanging and like jumping about and being just a fool, like an idiot,
Yeah.
just thinking it was so cool.
It'd have
But-
been brain stew.
It would have
brain
been
stew.
It would always been brain
That's
stew.
the song I was thinking.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah, it would have been brain stew without
Yeah.
a doubt.
And as someone who's going to be on the show at a later date, Emily Guest, she came on and did a vocal.
Did she?
Didn't she
Ooh,
do a
no,
lead?
she
She
did.
sang a song.
What was that?
Some
I can't remember, but I do
can't
remember that.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
good, but that's good. Like you bring
Yeah.
that around.
I'm hoping to interview John Sampson at one point in
Yeah.
the future. I haven't asked him yet. He's
Hey,
gonna
say
see this,
yes,
hasn't
he's a nice chap.
he? Yeah, I'm hoping he'll.
Say yes, John.
But I remember it was one of those things where you feel really bad afterwards. I've crowd surfed and I accidentally kicked him in the head. Like,
I remember that.
yeah, and afterwards I felt like, when you do a calamitous,
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I was having so much fun, and then I ruined my fun, and now I just live in a world of shame.
Yeah, it was like that.
Welcome to life.
And you've revisited that shame right now.
I know, which is a terrible place to bring it back. Terrible place to bring it
I
back.
think it's forgiven you. It's okay.
Yeah, I
forgive
know,
you.
I'm
We were
sorry.
children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah, it
moved
was
on.
all right.
We were
And
still
what we
learning.
were doing was
Yeah,
better than
that's
not
true.
doing anything at
And not
all.
expressing
yeah,
yourself.
you're right.
Someone got kicked in the head.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I feel better now. Cheers, mate.
Worst things happen.
That's good. Yeah. So back to the fun stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, doing band nights, that's cool.
Yeah,
like
that
just
was
doing
good.
that. So I don't know now if like
Yeah, that was
people
really
do
exciting.
house parties, play big house parties.
I don't know,
Yeah,
we don't know
yeah.
what the kids do.
Oh, I remember we at a party. Speaking of which, I remember we were at Catherine Lever's house, and you were playing guitar.
Oh, that's the first time I ever got up and
Yeah.
played guitar in front of people.
You
Yeah,
were
yeah.
playing "The Wild Ones" by Suede. I remember
Was
that.
I? I don't know if I could play that at that point. I remember playing
Oh,
Long
you
Legs.
was-
I remember
yeah.
playing Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like there was a
Yeah.
band, there was someone's band playing there, and they were just playing it at someone's party in the house. And yeah, I never thought of playing guitar or music
Yeah.
and stuff. And then
Oh, really?
I was singing one of the songs, and then someone there said, "Oh, you sound good." And I thought, "Oh, maybe if I do sound all right." And then the band took a break. Who were playing, and then so basically when they went off for a break,
right.
I got up and played guitar,
Yeah.
and then started singing songs, and then people quite enjoyed the songs we were playing.
Yeah.
And then after that, because I don't know what reasons it was, John was leaving the band to start his own band, so they went, "Yeah, you should be the singer."
Oh, cool. Yeah. So
Ye-
when did you guys get together as the band we now know and love? Yeah. What was the earliest version of Panchiko that there ever was?
I don't remember. I remember because originally you were still in the other band.
But it was going down.
It was going
What was
down.
it called?
It was a
that band?
sinking ship. I can't even remember.
I don't remember.
I
what
can't
it's
remember
called.
what the. I think I remember once one of the guys wanted to call it the band Majoram after the
Oh.
herb or something. I think
Right,
they thought.
okay.
I think they thought it sounded well
It's to do with
60s.
drugs and stuff. It's like that cool drug, Majoram.
I can't remember what we were called.
Yeah, but I think you were still in the other band, and
A
then we
little bit, but it
started.
was going downhill.
But the youth club had bought a Porter studio,
Oh yeah, okay.
and we
so
started
getting down,
recording
yeah,
with
yeah,
each
yeah.
other on this little Porter studio before we actually got into a band together officially. Within a few weeks, we kind of said,
Oh.
"Yeah, okay, let's do this."
And Andy must have been involved, but he wasn't in the sixth form. You weren't in the sixth form
No,
either.
this
Both
was
of
this
you...
was before sixth form,
Yeah,
Right,
it's
this
probably
is
when we were
so
just doing GCSEs,
GCSEs.
just finishing
Yeah.
off. Yeah, and then
and they
played some
bought like a
gigs.
4-track Tascam.
oh, it was dead good. Yeah.
A Shure SM58, and the first song that we recorded on it was.
We must have done covers though. 'cause
Yeah, no,
we-
it
we
was
could-
Living Dead.
really.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the first
Um,
song we recorded on it.
Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Blimey.
And that was at Youth
Um,
Club.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we would have done covers because we wouldn't
Me
have
and
been
Nathan
writing
went to
stuff.
that Youth Club, didn't we?
yeah. It was shortly after we'd done
That gig.
That gig.
I've got
So
that
you'd
gig on
done a gig
video.
where?
Have you?
At the
So we did a gig at the Leisure Centre.
Centre.
Yeah,
I
don't
went to
think
it.
Were you there? Or...
I went to it. I
Yeah,
witnessed
Lucy
it.
was there as well.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, and then who was this?
You loved it, didn't you?
I enjoyed it, but Andy turned my amp down.
What? No, that never happened, Henry.
No,
Why
it
did
did. I
that
saw it.
happen?
I've got it on video. I've got it on video. I've seen
You
it.
didn't do that to.
No, my dad came
Why
down
would
and
someone do
recorded.
that to you?
I know, I'm an
Why would
excellent
someone
guitarist.
do that to anyone?
What a bad man.
Yeah, no, yeah, we were all about to go, and I was like, "Oh, Andy, I can't hear my amp." And he went,
How did
he
that
went-
make you feel?
He went, "Oh, thanks for asking that." He went, "I'll have a look at it," and then he turned it down, and then it was too late. But I was so dumb about guitar amps, I didn't know. Yeah, it didn't make me feel great. But to be honest, I probably wasn't adding loads to the performance. My part was like, dong, dong.
I'm not sure if
Done.
any of us were adding loads to the performance at that
Yeah,
point.
just
Yeah.
living your best life.
Yeah.
Doing your thing.
But
We were learning.
I enjoyed it.
Learning, betting on stage. I like that idea though. I like that, just getting out and just playing
Yeah.
things and doing stuff like you should do. It builds confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, in your case, Henry, that probably was quite traumatising.
Quite
Might
pushing.
not.
Probably didn't do that, but I don't know. He probably did.
Yeah, no, I know he did. I think he even told me as much.
You're not saving this
afterwards.
one.
Well,
It's okay,
if
don't
you'd
worry.
been treated better, you would have had the feeling we had.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I know it's fine. I'm not. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Which would
funny.
have built your self-confidence,
It
your
was all-
team-working skills.
It was all bants. It was all bants.
Being silent
Anyway,
is a
after
very
that
serious
gig-
thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
A recorded thing.
You added.
But
sort of
likewise,
atmosphere.
Andy did. He recorded stuff. He recorded demos and stuff with me. Like he got me to record things, and so I'm not. You know, he wasn't just. I'm not saying he's a bad man all round. I'm just in that one moment, he was like he silenced me.
Right, I just need to jump in quickly. I just need to say, talking about Andy silencing me, I love Andy. Andy is like one of my favourite people, and he, although he silenced me, and it was mean, in that moment, honestly, he is one of my best friends, and he has helped me find my voice. He has been an inspiration because he's a brilliant artist and a brilliant creator, and he's a technical wizard, and he can do incredible things with technology, and he's forgotten more about the science of sound and the physics and maths of sound than I'll ever know. And he's incredible at production, and he's an amazing guitarist and songwriter and performer, and he helped me like navigate Logic Pro, and he's recorded me doing songs and showed me how to do stuff. So he really has helped me and been a top mate. So I just want it to be known that that's the fact, you know, that's how it is. In the scheme of things, him silencing me in that moment doesn't matter, and I'm over it, okay? And it's just funny. Okay, so it was all just in good spirit. Let's get back to the picnic, all right?
Anyway, after that gig,
So, but I agree as well. These things are good, aren't they? They're good.
we did
like
that. That's
doing
when we
stuff
started doing it.
and
So we,
working out.
I don't know how old we were. We'd have been like 15.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting to that, like 15,
I think.
16, and yeah, I think I was done with my other.
Yeah, with the one with the other people who.
It's amazing how musical differences can creep up on you when
Yeah.
you're 14, and
Yeah,
you start thinking,
you change.
maybe this isn't for me now.
Yeah.
Just not the creative person I want to be
Hmm.
in this situation. And they offered me a chance to play covers.
Yeah, and you didn't want to do covers anymore. You decided to.
No, we did one.
We
I
did.
was doing covers anyway. I did covers with them because none of us were writing songs at the time. But then we were. But I think your aim was. I guess I can't really say. So yeah, I started playing covers, practicing with these guys. But I guess you had an
Yeah.
idea of trying to get gigs at pubs, maybe.
Yeah,
in places.
so I worked.
Yeah.
I worked at.
Don't leave me.
I worked at an engineering firm at the weekends.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there was a guy there who was a regular in one of the local pubs, and knew the landlord really well. And he said he knew that I was in a band, and he'd said, you know, I can probably get you a gig there if you want to do it.
All right.
And so he actually got us our first gig at the White Lion.
I remember
Thank
that
you,
gig.
Sean. Yeah.
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 No, that was our first gig at the White Lion. Well, our first paid gig as a band was there.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that.
So at that point, we must have had to buy a PA.
Yeah, we did.
So we'd already bought the PA.
So we bought the PA. We bought two rip-off Marshall speakers. They said Marshall on
Yeah,
them.
they were just speakers.
weren't
that
Marshall.
They just had
Yeah.
a fake Marshall thing
Yeah,
on it.
and then there was that
Right.
70s kind of wood surround PA head with spring reverb that crackled like hell.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with Andy the other day, and he just said it was just blown, basically.
Yeah,
It
it
just,
was
All right.
the whole circuit board was probably fried,
Yeah, there's like
destroyed.
3 good channels out of
Yeah.
6.
So you had to buy the PA
Yeah.
to get the vocals going over the top, and then
Yeah.
a few little amps and stuff. I think initially, because when you were doing covers, I think I never used to play guitar. Because I think I used to play guitar in the other band, and I liked it, and I liked playing guitar, and I liked singing. But when I came to start with you guys, I think I quite enjoyed the idea of just singing for a
Yeah.
while.
I don't think you
To
did play
focus on
guitar
that.
as
And
much,
then I
did you?
brought guitar in when we did a few more covers, and
Yeah.
then once I started writing songs, 'cause I've been writing songs on the guitar, I was like, well, best
Yeah.
if I play the guitar.
Yeah, no, I think you could be right. I think maybe we didn't have you playing so much guitar then.
Because we just didn't like those covers and things like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Could be
nice one,
right, yeah.
Sean. You got us. I just thought we got it because we're just good.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously,
Those guys, they're good.
Pros.
they're going
Pros.
places.
They're
Yeah,
going to come in and play whatever music they want, whatever covers they want. The punters are going to be happy. It's going to be amazing.
However, when we got our second gig at that pub, they weren't so happy
No.
because
Alright.
because a lot of the people who came to see us, who were people we knew from school,
Yeah.
got a little bit rowdy in the pub because you were still allowed in the pub then as a
Yeah.
minor, and they broke the hand towel dispenser in the toilet.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes. An act of vandalism.
acts of vandalism, and we very nearly didn't get paid for that gig because of it.
Well,
yeah.
did we give them the
no.
money back? Didn't we go?
Well, I think
Didn't we say here's the money?
Oh, no, yeah.
Why don't you take it out of the fee or whatever?
Yeah, it didn't go very well, that one.
Oh no.
The first one was great. The second one was a bit jaded.
Yeah.
Marred.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. But yeah,
No, it wasn't you.
It
wasn't you.
why did you automatically think
I was
that?
thinking, oh god.
I know who it was. I won't
Oh,
mention
okay.
any names.
Yeah.
Cool.
Won't mention any names. But yeah, it was like
You
an
know who
interesting
you are.
time, isn't it? Because you go to the pub and then and then your friends come out and it's just a nice little thing. You play your
Yeah.
little tunes and there's quite a few other people starting bands at the time. I don't know. I think people start bands all the
remember-
time, but I think maybe that was rife. There was a time rife with people starting
Well,
bands.
we didn't have
Yeah.
anything else to do.
No, we didn't, and it was a great thing
Yeah.
to do
I remember
because
like roller skating before.
Yeah, we
that,
did a lot
years
of that.
before.
I mean, you could have been the best roller skater in the world.
Yeah, could have been. Roller discos were a big thing.
Oh,
I went to a roller disco a few weeks ago.
Did you?
Proper
did,
one.
yeah.
I love
roll-
it.
Yeah,
Like,
so
no.
good. Listening to like rave music and like going
My
around in
youngest
circles.
daughter had a roller disco for her birthday.
Oh,
That's
She was
amazing.
thoroughly embarrassed by how amazing I still am.
Yeah, yeah. You're like going backwards, like.
Yeah,
No,
she hated it.
I did.
Yeah.
I went out ice skating in my previous job, and I hadn't done it in 30 years. Just got on the ice, and for about 2 seconds, I was like, oh, and then
Yeah,
whoomp, and I was just
yeah.
going around and remembered it, and,
it's
and I was
cool.
just loving it. I was just,
It's fun.
it just all
Yeah.
came back, and yeah, exactly. When younger people don't know how to do it, they're looking at you, go, what?
How's he doing
What?
this?
How do you know how to do
This-
that?
We used to do it all the time. Could you do like grinding on rails and stuff? I couldn't
I
do all that
wasn't
stuff.
grinding.
Nah, I wasn't. I was like going round.
Me
but
too. Forwards or backwards?
Doing a bit of
That's my
backwards.
Forwards or
bit of
backwards,
forwards.
various other things, small things, but nothing like grinding on rails for me.
thing. Yeah.
No.
And obviously, you know, we were influenced by our rural,
Yeah, rural, yeah.
our rural.
We used to
setting.
walk around and we just meet up and walk.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the evenings and weekends we would just
We
like
walked a lot.
hang around here, just hang around places like this.
Remember later on when we made stuff on mini discs and we made our own demos, we'd be hanging out somewhere like this and we'd have it. We'd be able to listen
Yeah.
to it if we had it on a
Yeah,
mini
yeah.
disc, and we'd be like, "Oh, listen to that. What do you think of that?" Whilst hanging around doing not
Yeah.
much.
I remember going to one of your earlier band practices in that house, and
Oh yeah.
we were just practicing, and I remember thinking, wow, if you're in a band you have to practice the same song over and over.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, wow, that's a lot
And
of
then
work,
go to the
actually.
shop and get sweeties.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
did. I remember following you around like doing
Just
that.
like, when's it sweetie time?
To be
And
fair,
we get to go to the shop.
it's still
Yeah.
quite similar.
Yeah.
Sweetie time, guys.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know how it goes and it's not going well, then you've got to keep practicing until it goes. And then
We don't
once
necessarily
you're,
gotta
buy-
figure it
we
out.
do
once
buy
you're all right,
sweets.
then just go through 2 versions of the set. Don't overdo it, and then
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do still have to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. The
But yeah, when you're
process.
starting out, you've got to practice, haven't you? And then
Yeah.
once you've got it down, you're all right. But yeah,
you got to learn how to play with other people.
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
whole
because
thing.
you don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah.
Whereas
Mm.
even when you've sort of had a break from it for a while, it comes back to you quickly, hopefully.
Yeah.
Quickish.
Yeah,
But
'cause-
if you've never done it before, then yeah, you like got to be like, oh, I've got to be listening out for that, listening for this,
Yeah.
listening for
Wow.
all this stuff, taking it on board.
I remember being in a band and like I remember playing and singing, and it was hard to. I remember trying to be listening to us as a band rather than just me doing my thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like hard
yeah,
to
yeah.
like. It's like you've got to train yourself to
I mean,
do
that's
that.
still a thing though. You still have to make a bit of an effort to do that sometimes, or it does come naturally. But
Yeah.
I do find that as well. Sometimes I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, and I'm like, whoa, no, try and listen to
Yeah.
everything. You know.
I think there's an amount of trust in it as well, though, because you don't, on stage you never hear it how
Yeah, you're not gonna.
the audience hears it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even in your
Yeah.
monitor mix, it very rarely sounds like it does for the audience. So you have to, you have certain elements that you want to hear, like all the time, and then you just trust that everybody else is doing their job.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
if it's not
Yeah.
working, you just keep going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
just
you've got
keep
nothing you can do
practicing,
about
yeah.
it. You just got to
Yeah.
keep going.
Oh, you talked about mini discs. First of all, did you bring my mini disc? Because
Look,
there's a sniper in that tree.
Well, the thing is, I had your mini disc and I gave it back to someone.
Oh no!
To give it back to
way!
you.
So he said you've still got it.
I don't think I have. I swear I gave it him back, but I'll have a look. I didn't even bother looking because I was like, I swear I gave it back to him.
Right, okay. Literally, last time
Who
I asked
knows
him, he
who's
was
got
like,
it?
Owen's got it.
Who
Is this like,
knows
have you
who's got it? Who knows?
I don't even know what mini disc
I
is.
did
but
have
listen
it.
to
I did
CDs.
have it,
Yeah.
but I swear I brought it back. But maybe I do. I'll have a look for it.
Okay, no. I'm trying to come. What I'm trying to
So
do
if
is
you
not
kill me, you're
sound
never
too
gonna get it
angry.
back.
Yeah, that's true. I'm no good to you, Dad.
Yeah. Who's got the upper hand now?
Rats.
He needs me alive.
Damn! I just want it back. Not that I even ever listened to it or ever use it, but it's just.
Do you
I've
just
still-
want it?
I just want it. I just want it.
Do you? Do you? Because that makes me want it more.
Yeah, I've got all of the old mini discs. I've got a mini disc with like a mixtape that you've made
Yeah.
of like different songs. That was nice. But I
Oh,
can't listen to it, can I?
Just look at it. Oh, the memories.
But anyway, that was the first thing that came into my mind when you said mini disc player. But
Of course
also,
it did. Mine. My stuff.
Impressive. Yeah, damn. But we want that. So
He's got it.
yeah. Oh, anyway.
Terrible person, aren't
But I remember you playing me some demos. I think it must have been what became ferric oxide in Merlin's, where we used to go in Southwark. I just remember the first time I heard like Stuck and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that was on a mini disc. Yeah.
So that was like a demo. So that was after you made
That's
death
after-
metal.
No, it's not. It's
No,
before.
that's
It's
first.
before because we did a little demo because we used to. So we did gigs in pubs,
Yeah.
right? And then the whole point of that was we saved enough money to buy a PA.
Yeah.
Because how could we afford a PA?
I think
we must have done a gig.
No, I bought most
Yeah.
of it with my Saturday job.
What? And then we paid you back.
Yeah, I think
We paid you back from a gig revenue because you have to do a gig, and everything from a gig went to
basically
equipment.
it cost us about 30 quid each, which at the time was probably quite a lot of
You're like,
money.
oh my god,
That
30,
sounds so
30
cheap.
pounds!
I think
But that at the time that would have been loads.
it cost about 150 quid, I think, for the PA,
Wow.
and we all chipped in like 30 quid.
You know what? I think I probably would just go. Parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing this thing, and I had supported parents. So it was
Yeah,
great,
that's
and they
good.
really helped out.
Mm.
But Sean, he
My
was a
parents were
proper,
quite supportive. They sent me to work.
He sent them to work, and he did the real thing, and he earned it.
Wow.
Yeah, because how the hell do you buy a PA if you don't have
But
money?
Sean
he
was
must
like
have
a
known
man from early on. He
Yes,
was like
yes.
fixing
He's
motorbikes
fully
when
fully
he was
grown.
10
I
and
just
stuff.
I just came out
fully
like
grown.
this.
So once we had a PA, we could get some gigs done.
Yeah,
Next load of money was going on. Oh, we're going to record a demo,
yeah.
Right.
and we recorded a demo.
At
Bandwagon
Bandwagon
in
Studios
Manchester.
in
Manchester.
I was
Mansfield.
like, whoa.
Mansfield.
Oh,
Nobody was going to Manchester in those
not
days.
quite as
Mansfield.
bad.
Yeah,
Manchester's
yeah.
a long way from me. It's like 3 hours drive or
Yeah,
three.
Mansfield
Anyway.
is not.
Mansfield.
Yeah, so Mansfield.
And we recorded a demo, but we found the tape the other day,
We did,
Did you?
yeah.
and
So this is your first demo.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't great.
So you're not going to put it out?
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, it's really like the first experience. It's like it's really interesting. I guess I won't go into it. But anyway, that led us on to going. Well, we want to record our own stuff. So Andy got a little microphone, and we would, in the rehearsal room, we would record songs like "Stuck." And we put it on a mini disc. I remember we never put it on. We recorded it on his multi-track or whatever it was.
Yeah, we went to Maplin
Oh yeah.
and bought microphones and microphone stands.
Did you go to
Cool.
Maplin? Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did we
It was
even have a
Maplin.
Shure like an F? We probably didn't.
No,
even
we
have
didn't.
an SM58.
No, there were these gold Maplin microphones to start with.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the key to that. That's the
Fancy.
secret
Kind of
this-
champagne gold, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the
No
secret.
wonder you guys made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the secret of the sound right there.
Oh, I do know where the Shure,
Yeah.
I do know where the Shure SM58 came from.
Yeah. Oh right, okay. So,
Oh,
so we really like the youth club.
Nefariously.
Oh, maybe we borrowed it.
We borrowed
Yeah.
it. We
Then we
borrowed
gave it back. Yeah, so we set up these mics and recorded it ourselves, and then we made this demo that we never released.
I forgot that.
Yeah, so-
And then we put it on a mini disc, and I think we were still recording it. And at the time, Andy had this digital multi-track that he bought, this Roland one. We used to have a 4-track, and we didn't really do much with that. Then I bought that off him, so he could put that towards his digital multi-track. So I started making stuff at home.
Then we had an 8-track that we bought off
Yeah, that's
John Sampson.
All right, yeah.
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 They're
So
always
then
very
we got the
organised.
digital one.
Oh right, the 8-track. Okay. fair
Yeah, that's
enough.
what, yeah. And then we had the digital one after that.
Yeah, so once the digital one came into play, that's when the digital one was used on things like Stuck and All They Wanted and all these other songs. But we never released that as a demo, we never burnt it onto a CD. I think we may have actually burnt it onto a CD once to try and get a big gig at Berlin's or somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we went and played that when we were like 17, 18. Yeah, so when we were getting a little bit older and we're like, let's
Yeah.
go play in the big town. So I think we
Yeah.
had that demo so people could hear our songs.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could get a gig off it, or people go, oh, is that what you sound like? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go in and play. And then later on, that and a number of other things became ferric oxide when we all found it, when people started showing interest and we were like, wow, there's this old mini disc. I thought it was lost because I thought our friend Will was the only guy with a copy. Yeah. And turns out Andy found one, or you had
Oh,
one.
great.
Oh no, hang on. You had one.
Oh,
I got it.
yeah. That would have been worth a fortune.
You had one, and then
I had one.
and then we took what was rightfully ours.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Along with my mini disc player.
Which is rightfully ours.
What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get it back one day.
Yeah, that's...
When I remember to look.
No, okay, sure.
I'm sure I ain't got it.
Okay, Snipers, stand down, Snipers. We're going to have to wait. He's not frightened.
Needs me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need confirmation.
If you want to know where that mini disc is,
Yeah,
I'm the only person who knows the coordinates.
Oh, I've got to keep you alive, don't
Yeah. We did all that kind of stuff, like
Wow.
upgrading equipment over time. Like you play your gigs, invest your money in
Back
the
in the
next
band.
thing.
Buy new gear.
Back in the band.
Actually, never buy new gear. Buy other
Oh,
second-hand better
his
gear.
bass was amazing. What bass did you
I
have?
had a 1978 Fender Music Master.
Yeah, what you'd pay
Wow.
for it now would be ridiculous. What did you pay for it
You
back
still
then?
got it?
No,
course
I
he didn't.
sold
He
it to
sold
pay
it.
for my rent about 10 years ago.
Well, at least
I bet you got a lot
you
then.
weren't cold.
No, this wasn't
At
cold.
least you weren't
Yeah,
unwell.
that's
I
true.
paid £350 for it.
£350, and that kind of
No,
guitar
it'd be worth-
nowadays.
It is about a grand or more.
Yeah,
maybe.
grand or something.
But
I
I
bet-
traded my Squire P bass for it, and I think I got £100 for my Squire P bass, and I gave him £250 cash.
What I'm staggered about is by how, like, I'm surprised by how organised you are. Like, you're like doing a thing. It's like you are following that star.
I suppose as you mentioned, like Sean was
Sean was
fully
like a
grown
man
adult.
already. Age 10, fully.
he
man.
could fix anything. He had a job.
Motorbike. He fixed motorbikes in the garage.
I think I was just, I think I was just motivated to have what I wanted.
So were
Yeah,
you like,
yeah.
Were you like a driving force then of getting the mixing desks?
Do you know what? Yeah, maybe you were. Maybe you and Andy were a bit more switched on with like getting a couple of things done.
I think, like,
I mean, I sort of thought it was
like
you,
Owen
but
was like,
maybe not.
I think Owen was writing the songs and was like creative, and then like,
Sorry.
yeah, I think Owen was definitely like, he was the creative side of it, and then like the practical.
I'll do
like,
some recordings. and stuff,
Yeah, and the recording stuff, and then like the practical, like acquiring equipment. Well,
Yeah.
I went with you to get the
You
PA
did,
because
yeah,
I remember
you did,
going to
yeah.
the guy's house. But yeah, you guys were probably better
I had
going.
parents who would drive me around to pick up stuff. Like I'd look through the local free ads paper
Yeah.
and then
There.
go, "There's the PA, let's go and get it."
Cool.
Yeah.
Free ads, as in
Like,
what advertise for free?
what is now Facebook Marketplace or
Yeah,
eBay.
yeah.
Right.
Back in the day, you had a newspaper that had all those adverts printed out, and you'd kind of open it and you'd look through all these adverts for all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I had this because my mom was into helping me out, and the support my parents gave me was brilliant. I didn't really think of it at the time, but looking back, it's like I remember I wanted an amp to play in the band, and I had this awful Marshall. It was a MOSFET 212, two 12-inch speakers, 100 watt.
Right.
You could never turn it beyond 0.5. And it was
I had that amp in the end.
Oh, it's horrible because it was it was solid state.
Yeah.
It says MOSFET, so it probably
Isn't that a type of
transistor that
yeah.
kind of sounds like a valve, but I don't think it ever sounded like a
I thought
valve.
it was like a stormtrooper.
Yeah, it sounded like a stormtrooper. But anyway, like that, I said I wanted an amp, and instead of going to a shop, I remember one day my mom just was going for the evening post. She goes, "Right, here's one. It looks like it's good. Is it
Yeah.
good?" And I went, "It's 100 watts. Let's get it."
Yeah,
It makes
that's
a
a
big
number.
noise.
It's Marshall.
Yeah.
And yeah, she drove me all the way to this like house in Nottingham, and he was a student, and he just got out the amp, and we just went and bought it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Yeah, I've got this humongous amp. I'm never gonna use it."
That was a very common mistake I think we all made. Was
Yeah, you- 'cause
buy
you-
the biggest amp.
Did you have a new amp?
Yeah.
Andy had
No,
a new amp. Andy
Andy-
had valve state.
Andy had a new
I remember
JCM
the
valve
50s
state.
words valve state.
Yeah.
I remember where.
He had an anniversary valve state in blue.
Oh, it was very nice.
I remember
wasn't
that
it?
one.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that
it
one.
was pretty damn good.
And I had a Carlsberg Stingray head
Oh,
from the 70s.
classic.
Oh, that
And then I bought a Marshall 4x12 half stack cab because everybody needs one of those.
Yeah, yeah,
So
like
you knew about gear. That's cool knowing about gear.
No,
we knew
didn't.
brands.
We knew brands, and we knew that we wanted the biggest stuff imaginable.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
at that time,
that's all
like if
you
someone
know.
had said, "Do you want a Fender amp?" I probably would have gone, "No." I want a
Yeah.
Marshall amp. But
Yeah.
now, knowing what
Yeah.
I know, like Marshall amps are cool, but
different sound.
not what you want
probably
now.
want a Fender myself.
For what you do.
Yeah, or something else. I
I
don't know.
vaguely remember talking to one of you guys about watts, like 100 watt.
Yeah, and I was like,
this
"Oh
is
yeah, you
100
need
watt.
100 watts." And it's I think I probably took it up to about a 1 or even maybe a 2
Yeah, yeah.
a gig.
Yeah, because
Because it was never needed.
No.
But beyond that.
We all just thought we needed the biggest,
Yeah.
loudest thing.
I loved it
Of
though.
course.
I loved it. I think it had
Yeah.
spring reverb in as well,
Yeah,
so you could
and-
like, boom.
And you get
Oh,
gear
yeah,
envy off
sweet.
other people, like we were talking about earlier. The band.
you were given those microphones, weren't you?
Well, yeah. But the band that we watched at the band night, their bass player had a Trace Elliott stack, bass
I don't
amp.
even know. I've heard of Trace Elliott.
You've not heard of Trace Elliott?
No.
Oh, where were you in the 90s? They were,
Yeah,
everybody-
why can't you buy a Trace Elliott now?
Well, you
don't anymore.
nobody uses them, but they're still really good. But you don't
Nobody
use them
uses
very
them.
often. I used one the other week, a friend of mine's actually, and it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
really
right,
cool.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
really
Oh,
nice
right.
amp. But he had this stack, and I was so jealous because I was like, "You've got an amp the size of a wardrobe. I need an amp the size
Yeah.
of a wardrobe." I didn't, and it was
Yeah.
really cumbersome and really,
It's a lot to move around.
yeah, it was a nightmare.
It's like you've got to assemble it.
Yeah, it was
Transporting it's
absolutely
crazy.
not needed at
So
all.
heavy.
Like when I first got into guitar pedals, I was like, oh yeah, I want the pedalboard grand.
I
or
remember your
whatever.
guitar
And
pedal
then
section.
it hurt my back. Yeah, I just.
And then I hurt my back.
I did hurt my back. It was like 50 or 60 kilograms, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
pre
What, and then-
kettlebells, and it was just like, oh right, I'll just keep it in the house.
And then you put it in a flight case and it has to have wheels.
Oh,
'Cause
of
that'd be the
course.
mistake. You go buy a
Yeah.
flight case
Yeah.
for a pedal board that big and it doesn't have wheels, and then you're like,
It's just like a big oblong.
coffin.
I think we've just
I'm
learned.
just gonna sleep in it.
Yeah. We've just learned that you don't need gear that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, spend the money on something small and
I
quality.
do miss
not-
that amp though. I reckon that amp would have done stuff. If you said it, what did you do with it?
Sold it.
For rent?
To fund.
No,
something
I sold it
stupid.
because
What did
it
you
was
sell? I want to know.
Because-
I want to know.
Like a
this. I want to know
five-week
this.
kit.
How much, Sean? How much did you sell it for?
not very much actually.
Yeah, I
think
bet it wasn't much.
About 75 quid. About 75 quid.
What,
25 quid?
What?
Is this a tray? What you've got a trace?
No. So this Marshall amp
Oh,
that
yeah.
he had,
Is my
right,
MOSFET
his
212?
MOSFET broke and didn't work. Okay.
Did it? Did it not
So
work?
it didn't
oh,
work.
how were you trying to fix it?
No, so it lived in another person's loft for a long time. Yeah, and then then he wanted it out of his loft, and you said, "Oh, I don't want it broken." So I took it, and my friend did electronics, so he mended it, and then it sat in my house for about 10 years, and then when I moved to Australia, I sold it for 75 quid.
Oh, and it would
It's
have
worth
been
so much money now, Sean, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It's original PANCHIKO amp, innit?
Story of my life, mate. There's loads of original. You look around, guys. There's loads of original PANCHIKO gear on the market.
Oh yeah. It's hard to tell the fakes from the real. But obviously, Sean, you could identify a real.
Oh, I know all the gear.
I'm glad you did it. I think we only bought. I think we bought it for like 120.
You drew a Japanese symbol on the front of it
Yeah.
in felt tip because it had like a beige speaker cloth, didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It
just like drawn over it.
I wonder if because I will have seen that probably loads of times.
Yeah, and it had an Ebo sticker on the top.
Oh, nice.
E-Bass.
Yeah, I remember
Very
that.
nice. But I loved
Anyway.
having that thing. Like, it sit in my bedroom, and it was like a little table as well. It was my
Yeah.
amp, and you could put things on it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we had a lot of cool stuff, and then
Yeah.
we sold a lot of cool stuff.
I remember the DX7. Well, that synthesizer keyboard.
No.
with stickers on.
DX7 is actually sought after.
What is the DX7? Is that
What was it called? Yeah, it's a synthesizer.
A DJX.
DJX.
Yamaha
Yeah.
DJX.
So the DJX was fantastic because we sampled. That's where the death metal sample was done, and loads of other samples were done on it. And it was a really cool little rubbish music workstation, but it still got the job done, and that's the point. Like I mean, I still to this day, like, you can record something and have a nice bit of kit, but sometimes like the other day, like, we were in the studio, we got out my very first keyboard I had since I was about 5.
Yeah.
We put it on some of the demos of Ferric Oxide, and it was in our studio, and I pulled it out, and Andy was like, "What's that?" I went, "Oh, is that the old one?" He goes, "That made some really cool sounds." 'Cause it's like this old Yamaha that does digital synthesis. We plugged it in, and we were just jamming to a little song. Remember that sound it makes? And we just made the stuff. And we were like, "Yes!" And we just started using it because
Yeah.
it's like it's this absolutely terrible keyboard from the late '80s. Not even one like, you know, people would be like, "Hey, cool, it's retro and it's got some cool retro sounds." No, this has got really just bad.
Just pure bad. Yeah.
And then you have to
not
put it
even
through effects
lo-fi.
and stuff. Yeah.
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 Oh,
I found that the other day and it was like, yep, still got that.
oh.
I don't sell that stuff, Sean.
No, it's in your car boot keyboard.
It's in my
collection.
car boot keyboard section. Well, you know what? You got to go to
Awesome.
Australia, didn't you? That was
I
alright.
Some
did.
of us have
And
been
actually,
to
if you had it for
Australia.
10 years, you should have got paid more.
Your
Should have been paid a lot more.
Yeah,
your
looking after
amp
it.
paid for me to go to Australia. Yes.
£75, and you got
It could get you to Australia back in the day. Yeah.
No,
it could-
you're
it could-
joking.
No, I am.
Right.
Yeah, no, it cost me a lot more than that to go to Australia,
Yeah.
Wow.
and even more to get back.
Surprised they didn't ship you back for free.
Mm.
Oh, when did you go to Australia?
I moved to Australia when I was about.
What, you moved there? Did
Yeah,
I
we
miss
lived there
few
for a while.
pages?
Yeah, no, we moved.
Lying.
We travelled around. We travelled around Asia.
You didn't.
I
Trying to
did.
sound cool.
I did.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Australia when I
You
was
and
about
Joe?
28. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've been about 28, I think.
Oh,
And you
wow.
lived in Australia.
For a little while. Not for very
It
long.
was all upside down and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was only for a little while though, because
The blood rushed to your
then
feet.
Joe,
Yeah,
Joe got
probably did.
pregnant, and it got very complicated to live in a country where you have to pay for medical care.
Oh,
So
yeah,
then
even
we
though
came
it's top
home.
notch, isn't it?
Oh my god,
It's
imagine
really
giving
good.
birth out your mouth as well.
yeah.
I'm not sure
Hanging from the
scientifically-
ceiling.
I mean, I'm not 100% on the details. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know that that's how it works there. I mean, I didn't stay long enough to find out.
No.
But,
Well, don't blame you.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
terrifying,
but
right?
it's been terrifying, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Joe must have been desperate to get back.
It was the first flight.
9 months.
So we came back. So yeah, but that was So I sold
Yeah.
all my worldly possessions to go there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wow.
It makes
And,
sense now.
I suppose that's a life. It wasn't for like crack or something like that. So it's not,
I didn't sell anything for crack. No, no.
it was it's a worthwhile.
It was
Thing
good.
to do.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Because if he sold it for crack and bought crack, then he could sell the crack to make money to go to Australia.
I could have done
Oh,
that.
yeah. yeah.
But then it would be ruining lives.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that's not what we're about.
Yeah, he was improving lives with your MOSFET amp
Yeah, exactly.
That's
for an
it.
affordable price.
Well, I did. Yeah, it was very
Right.
affordable.
75 for the scrap metal alone was probably some
The amount of
worry.
reverb springs in there, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
at least £80 worth.
So we did that. We
Crazy.
got
Yeah,
amps,
we
we
could
got a
go
PA.
amps.
We recorded a demo. We did the digital multi-track.
Yeah.
And
The digital multi-track. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And then we started recording stuff at Andy's, and then that's all the death metal stuff and the stuff that people have enjoyed listening to on the internet if it's their thing, and led to us being able to live a different life.
I remember the front
Yes.
cover for death metal. Because you were
That
the
was
one,
Andy.
I always remember you being into manga and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what Andy made the front
It
cover?
wasn't me. Andy just went on an early version of Photoshop. I'll let it. You have to ask him
Yeah, well,
to
I'll talk to him
insert
about it.
his point of it, but I didn't do it. He
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I don't know particularly what motivation. Knowing him, it was probably like I've got
yeah.
an hour to do this.
yeah. Wow.
yeah.
He had
Yeah.
an invisible watch.
Yes.
It's amazing. You guys are all so capable. I think it's because you've all got like you like look at a piece of gear and you can just use it. It seems like that to me. You're like,
A little bit. Yeah, sometimes it
and
messes
then you know how to take things apart and put things back together and stuff. And Andy's really good with
up.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated at gear. You know when you take things apart,
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
a bit frustrated with fixing it. Is there a point where you're like, oh my god, what have I
Yeah,
done?
no, there is stuff. There is sometimes. You have to walk away for weeks.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, 'cause, like-
exactly. You got to do that.
Yeah.
You don't just go to something.
Know when
that
to
all
walk
works.
away,
Yeah.
and then come back and
And then you
go.
come
when
back
to
and then
walk
suddenly
away.
your
Alright.
brain's worked out the issue.
Alright, I
and
got
you're like, oh right, okay.
I'll
How did I not see that before?
I'll stay awake at nights running like
In your head.
scenarios in my head about if I fix that, how's that work?
This makes me feel a lot better because there's a few bits of gear that I've really struggled with. The guitar.
I'm the same with bass Henry.
Like,
the capo, I put it on my ear.
it hurts. But the Strymon timeline, I've sold it, but I feel like I've really got it. But like the Native Instruments machine, I can make things do what I want. But there's only really there's a handful of bits of complicated stuff like Logic Pro as well. That it just takes. It's good to know that it doesn't. It just takes a bit of
You just got to keep doing projects.
go and come back.
It's
go.
the luxury of time.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you learn stuff.
Because as a teenager, that's why you can get good, isn't it? Because you've got that
'Cause
time
you've
on
got
your
nothing
hands.
else going on.
And then once you
Yeah,
get to like your 20s, you're like, oh fuck, I've got to do stuff.
That's why stuff is frustrating. Stuff becomes frustrating when you don't have enough time to do the task you've allocated yourself.
Yeah, it does.
And
doesn't
that's
it?
what
Work.
happens.
I've got to go to stupid
yeah,
work.
Yeah, I've got to go to work.
But
yeah.
also, if you're hitting a brick wall, you've got to walk away from it.
Yeah.
And like you say, take a break, use your time
Yeah.
wisely on something else,
Yeah.
get something done, and then come
Yeah.
back to it. And sometimes your brain's miraculously worked out the
take
problem.
the little wins to build your self-esteem back up again when
Yeah.
you fail at something, and then start again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know that.
Well, it's for everybody like that. I think. I don't. There are people who are just like instantly, miraculously amazing at stuff, but
Yeah.
they're not as common as you think they are. Normally, they've had to put in some form of work to get there.
Yeah, a lot
Sort
of
of
work in
like-
the background.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So you guys were like you teamwork. You were all doing like some significant
Yes, mate.
things to make it all happen, and you're all on board. And it sounds like, yeah, you're all focused and stuff like that. And like doesn't really sound. None of you luckily were like going down a dark path or anything like that at the time. Luckily, as far as I know.
No, I mean, we.
Well,
Music.
in terms
Yeah,
of crime,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like
No.
none of you are criminals. Or...
No, we just. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't think we were criminals.
No, I don't know criminals.
No, I mean,
Crime against music. yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And all that.
stay safe, kids.
Did your parents say any funny things about your music that they sort of now you can laugh at them and go?
No, I never would play at them. I'd keep it away from them.
My mum
Like,
says more funny things about my music now.
Does she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad regularly says things like, "How's your guitaring going?"
Guitar.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. That's nice.
yeah. Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't think. I never played my parents any of the music.
Yeah, I was a bit like a kind of keep it away from them a little bit, which I wish now that maybe I hadn't, but my dad came to the gig we did in Nottingham. That was cool.
What
Really,
the?
we did one of the rescue rooms.
Oh, I don't remember
My dad's
that.
quite old now,
was a
so
recent
he
one.
got there. So it was mad. It was amazing though. Got him there to see it. So
Okay, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed that. It was so much fun having a chat with the guys there. Really enjoyed it. Thankful to Owain and Shaun for joining me on the day and coming and hanging out with me again. It was really nice to see them again. And I'm thankful to all of PANCHIKO for allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And thank you for staying to the end. So, the mini disc player, what happened? Well, it took about 6 more months, but eventually Owain gave me my mini disc player back. I think there was a bit of a, so Andy would say he'd given it to Owain. Owain would be like, well, I don't know where it is. And then, and I was like, oh yeah, give me the runaround, are we boys? Give me the runaround. Well, eventually Owain did find it and gave me the mini disc player back, which was really, really nice of him. So here it is. I've got my mini disc player back. My beautiful, beloved mini disc player that I never listened to, that meant so much to me. But yeah, so I'm happy to get that back. And also, I want to show off this. Look at that. An original mini disc with a PANCHIKO. Look at that. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? But yeah, well, I'm just showing off there. That's unnecessary. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you're watching this today on Boxing Day, I hope you've had a lovely time with your family, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. And if you haven't been with your family, I hope you've been okay, and I hope you're looking after yourself. Whatever you've been doing, I hope you've not been too stressed. I hope we've been able to find some joy, however hard or easy it's been. And I love you lots, okay? You take care of yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like and subscribe. It'd be lovely to see you here again. I've spoken about this before. I'm not going to be doing videos every week in 2025. I'm focusing on my music instead. So if you stick around, I put things out, semi-regularly, and I like doing it. I like sharing stuff with you. So yeah, thanks for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed it, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. Okay? Lots of love. Goodbye.
The Tars Henry Channel Show.
Yeah. Well, I'll send it to. Okay, done. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
Got a bit of Scotch egg, Henry?
I'm all right, thanks, mate.
Do you want the Scotch?
You go for the Scotch egg.